Welcome, dear Aries souls, both those who've been riding this cosmic roller coaster with me for a while and those who just stumbled in, still brushing off the stardust. This is Zodiac Talks Tarot, where we don't just read horoscopes, we translate celestial blueprints into soul-level truths with a dash of psychological insight, a whisper of Buddhist wisdom, and yes, the occasional cosmic side-eye. If you're here, it's not by accident. Aries doesn't do subtle, and neither does the universe when Sagittarius is in play. Now let me set the stage. June 11th brings us a full moon in Sagittarius, and for you, Aries, this isn't just lunar fluff. It's a cosmic mission wrapped in fire. Sagittarius is your zodiac sibling, the one who reads philosophy books in a hammock and still somehow ends up in a sword fight. And when that kind of moon shows up, your love life gets loud. Maybe you've already felt it, pacing around the room, sighing into your fourth cup of coffee, or almost texting someone you swore you were totally over. That's not just hormones, it's the portal opening. This moon is a signal flare for the chosen ones among you, the Aries who know that love is more than a swipe, a chase, or a well-timed meme. It's soul work. It's karmic cleanup. And it's go time. So whether you're a seasoned stargazer or a cosmic newbie who just followed a weird gut feeling here, you're in exactly the right place. Let's dive in, because this full moon didn't come to whisper. It came to spark a revolution in your heart. Let's talk heart, Aries. Not the emoji kind, not the dramatic monologue kind, but the actual, beating center of your emotional universe. Over the next 48 hours, thanks to this Sagittarius full moon, your heart is undergoing what I can only describe as a spiritual software update. No Wi-Fi required. The universe is beaming this one directly into your chest, right through the heart chakra, and it's not asking for permission. This is the cosmic equivalent of throwing out your emotional flip phone and being handed a soul-level iPhone 37. You're not being too emotional. You're just early. You're beta testing a new emotional operating system that most people won't download for another 6 months, and that's only if Mercury doesn't go retrograde first. So, if you find yourself unexpectedly crying over a commercial where a dog finds his owner at the airport, or spiraling into thoughts about that one ex from 2019 who ghosted you with a "you're too intense" text, breathe. Don't fight it. You're not regressing. You're recalibrating. The universe is fine-tuning your emotional instincts, clearing out the junk drawer of your heart so it can finally make room for something real, something sacred. And here's where it gets even juicier. This full moon isn't just about feeling things, it's about seeing things clearly for the first time in a long time. What you really want in love, not what your ego wants to prove, or what your trauma thinks it deserves, is surfacing. No, Aries, not that lukewarm situationship you've been mentally editing into a rom-com. I'm talking about radical truth. The kind that makes you squirm for a second, and then breathe easier for a lifetime. Because let's face it, you're tired of the emotional fast food. The half-texted promises, the breadcrumb validation. This full moon says you're finally ready for the good stuff, the kind of love that nourishes your spirit, not just your impulse control. You're not chasing anymore. You're choosing. And that, Aries, is the sign of someone who's finally listening to their soul instead of just their hormones. Let's talk about your dreams, Aries, not the "someday I'll own a cabin in the woods with Wi-Fi and a hot tub" kind, but the ones that wake you up at 3:47 a.m., heart pounding, eyes wide, thinking, "Why the hell was my ex from 3 years ago riding a purple llama through my childhood backyard?" Sound familiar? Good. Because what you're experiencing isn't insomnia, it's a divine broadcast. And Sagittarius, the philosopher adventurer of the zodiac, has hijacked your subconscious for one very specific reason: to drop wisdom bombs while your ego's asleep and can't interrupt. During this full moon, your dreams aren't just random emotional leftovers. Their message is coded in symbols, old faces, strange places, and yes, even suspiciously timed Spotify songs that start playing just as you were thinking about them. Don't worry, we've all been personally victimized by a rogue Ed Sheeran ballad. These moments are soul transmissions. You're being shown what your conscious mind isn't ready to admit yet, but your higher self? Oh, it's been screaming in all caps. So grab your journal, scribble down every surreal fragment, and please, for the love of the cosmos, don't ghost your own subconscious. It's trying to save you a lot of future therapy bills. Now here's where it gets extra-dimensional. If you've been feeling déjà vu, sudden emotional flashbacks, or like you're stuck in a love montage that flips between timelines like a Netflix glitch, that's not just your imagination. The Sagittarius full moon stretches time like taffy. It's bending your linear logic and opening a wormhole straight into your karmic love files. Past life lovers? Present confusion? Future soulmates peeking through the veil? They're all here, RSVP'd and emotionally charged. And Aries, as a chosen one, you weren't built to walk in a straight line. This moment is less about finding closure and more about recognizing the infinite loops your soul has danced through. This is your reset button. Not the polite kind. The soul contract, karmic download, emotional defrag kind. You don't need to figure it out. You just need to write it. Because when time turns to soup, fire signs bring the spice. Alright Aries, buckle up, because now we're getting into the real soul-stretching stuff. This Sagittarius full moon isn't just about big feelings or cute dreams, it's about facing your shadow, and not in the mood lighting and incense kind of way. Venus is squaring off with Pluto, and honey, that combo is like therapy with a wrecking ball. It's not here to coddle you, it's here to strip the emotional armor you've been duct taping over your heart since that one situationship in 2020 ghosted you without so much as an namaste. Suddenly feeling jealous for no reason? Getting possessive over someone you claim you're casual with? Or maybe that good old abandonment wound is acting up again. Funny how it always knows exactly when to show up, right? But here's the kicker, this isn't cosmic punishment. It's spiritual preparation. You're being asked to stop running from the parts of yourself you've labeled too much or too intense. Because guess what? The chosen ones you included aren't meant to play it safe. You're being upgraded from reactive lover to sacred warrior of love. And warriors don't repress their shadows, they waltz with them, barefoot, in candlelight, under a sky full of planets. And just when you think the universe is done with you, bam, Mercury sextiles Venus, and the Soulmate Hotline lights up like an old-school switchboard. Ever thought about someone and they texted you 5 minutes later? Or felt someone's emotion in your body like it was your own? That's not your imagination or your caffeine addiction talking. That's calibration. The cosmos is tuning you like a crystal radio, fine-tuning your frequency to match your soul tribe. So speak your truth, Aries. Even if your voice shakes. Even if you're not sure they'll understand. Because the right people, your people, will hear it. The ones who are energetically wired to recognize you, not just by what you say, but by who you are. And when that happens, that's not fate. That's alignment. Alright Aries, let's turn up the heat literally. Mars, your ruling planet, has strutted into Leo, and let me tell you, your love life just got handed a spotlight, a mic, and a wind machine. This isn't background character energy. This is main character in a dramatic slow-motion entrance energy. And if you've been sitting quietly in the corner, waiting for someone else to make the first move, Mars in Leo says respectfully, get up and make your own magic. This is not the season for playing small or seeing how things go. This is the season for bold texts, flirtatious eye contact, and, yes, dancing barefoot under the moonlight like a fire god with a Spotify playlist and zero regrets. Mars in Leo doesn't just want you to chase what you desire, it demands it. It wants passion, drama, romance, and a bit of glitter. So if you've been debating whether or not to shoot your shot, let me save you the overthinking, do it. Because if love is a battlefield, Aries, you're not just a soldier. You're the fireworks, the flamethrower, and the soundtrack. You bring the heat, and the universe just handed you a megaphone. Use it wisely or at least entertainingly. But just as you're about to charge ahead in full warrior mode, enter Jupiter in Cancer like your emotionally intelligent best friend who stops you mid-text and says, "Wait. How do you feel about this? I know, slow down and feel" sounds borderline illegal in Aries culture. But Jupiter's swimming through Cancer's waters now, and that means your heart is getting a spiritual sonar upgrade. Your intuition isn't whispering, it's yelling. That gut feeling you get when you meet someone? Whether it's screaming yes or run like hell, listen to it. Because this is the phase where your emotional intelligence, not just your impulse, becomes your secret weapon. And just when you think you've got this figured out, boom, the full moon squares the lunar nodes, and suddenly you're at a karmic fork in the road. The South Node in Virgo offers what's familiar: control, anxiety, overthinking everything until it no longer resembles joy. It's safe, predictable, exhausting. But the North Node in Pisces? That's the wild road. The one paved with trust, surrender, and divine timing. It's messy. It's magical. And it scares the hell out of your ego because it asks you to believe in something bigger than your control freak tendencies. This isn't just about who you date or what text you send. This is about your evolution, Aries. This is about whether you'll keep repeating the same safe patterns or finally leap toward the love that lights your spirit on fire. So choose the timeline that makes your palms sweat and your soul hum. Choose the one that scares you a little, but makes your whole being whisper, This is what I came here for. And if you're wondering which direction that is, trust me, your gut already knows. Now, Aries, if you've made it this far through the full moon forecast, first of all, I'm proud of you. Not just for staying present, but for feeling through the fire. Because the next 48 hours, they're not just cosmically charged. They're soul activating. And you, as one of the chosen ones, aren't here to just read the horoscope, you're here to live it. So let's talk about what to do with all this blazing Aries energy swirling around. First, create sacred space. I'm not talking about just tidying your desk or lighting a candle because it looks aesthetic. I mean intentional solitude. Light that flame like it's your spiritual bat signal. Carve out a corner of your world that says, I honor myself here. Aries, your fire sign soul thrives in space that mirrors your own intensity, wild, clear, and unapologetically yours. Next, write a letter to your soulmate. Yes, even if you haven't met them. Especially if you haven't met them. Why? Because the universe listens to clarity. Put it on paper. Pour it out. Be awkward. Be poetic. Be real. The act of writing opens energetic doors that Tinder can't touch. And while we're talking signs, pay attention. That repeating number on your coffee receipt? The song that randomly plays when you think about someone? That stranger wearing your ex's favorite hoodie? These aren't coincidences. They're cosmic breadcrumbs. Sagittarius full moon doesn't play when it comes to symbolism. Now for a classic Aries ritual, burn it down. Write out the emotional gunk you're done carrying. The old stories, the fears, the what-ifs that kept you small. Then, burn it. Safely, of course. You're clearing space in your heart for something real. Laughter encouraged. Dramatic music optional. And don't forget your body, Aries. You hold your energy in motion. If you're stuck emotionally, move physically. Dance, stretch, Run whatever helps move your inner wildfire out of stagnation and into flow. Aries plus movement equals clarity. Always has, always will. Lastly, engage in literal fire magic. I'm serious. Fire is your element. Whether it's a candle, a fireplace, or just meditating while watching a flame, it's not about pyrotechnics, it's about purification. Fire transforms. Let it work through you. But remember, this isn't just a 48-hour magic window. The ripple effects of this full moon will continue for weeks. You'll feel subtle shifts, emotional downloads, even fated reconnections. Soulmate clarity. Romantic courage. Emotional evolution. You've just been upgraded. Your heart? It's no longer running on outdated software. So, Aries, as we wrap this up, take this energy and live it. Fall back in love with your own journey. Be bold, be messy, be gloriously human. The universe didn't put you here to play it safe, it put you here to set the sky on fire. And if something in today's message stirred you, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment. Share your fire. Like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot, because here, we don't just talk signs, we embody them. Until next time, keep your heart open, your flame lit, and your joy sacred.